streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Going a little stone cold crazy, or just we're frigid cold up here in the Northeast, but it is about to get red hot on your screens. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Full Velocity TV here live tonight in Knoxville, Iowa, the very, very world-famous historical Knoxville Raceway, playing captain of this week's HAR Motorsports Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series here live on our airwaves tonight. You are all locked and loaded in. We are happy to have you aboard here live on Full Velocity TV. We're out there live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch TV. Good evening, everybody. Phil LaCasse here, along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton, as always, for the controls here for FVTV. And we come back to HAR on an early Friday night there, Todd. A really good field of race cars here. What should be a really awesome night of racing for these guys.
Yeah, fantastic field of race cars here tonight. HAR Motorsports, Knoxville Raceway, the home of sprint car racing is Knoxville Raceway, for those of you who don't know. Obviously, these guys with the 305 sprint cars, open setups. Like to see some more guys get involved here at HAR Motorsports. I know they're growing in leaps and bounds each and every Friday night here on Full Velocity TV. These guys just finishing up their qualifying efforts, open qualifying here, and it's going to be interesting to see who is going to pick up the win here this evening. And these guys put on a fantastic show each and every Friday night, Phil.
They absolutely do. Their quick qualifier award tonight looks like it's going to go to car number 04 of Frank Gonzalez, clocking in tonight fastest in qualifying, a 17.902, followed by the 115 of Eric Tupper. Eric with a 17.930. Rick Gibson, third quick. He makes his return this week. Lap of 17.957 clocks him in third. Ronald Piles goes out with an 18.027. And running at our top five, the number 33 of Torn Shirts, an 18.035. Made up our quick five times here. 11 drivers so far in the field. We've seen these fields expand and grow a little bit over the time we get through heat races, through our dash, and get into the feature event. So we may get a couple of stragglers in here a little bit later on, but we are ready to go here for what is going to be a great night of racing. We have two heat races on the docket, each going to be 8 laps in distance. We're going to have a dash for cash here through our, I believe, top 4 here through the heat racing action. So that's going to be cool. That will be how they set their starting lineup for a 25-lap feature event here tonight. The legendary half mile here in Knoxville, Iowa. 305 sprint cars on display. Got to thank our presenting sponsors out there this evening. Of course, got to thank the guys over at Evil One Graphics. Check out Jim Revis and all his group over there. Great-looking paint wraps out there. Evil One Graphics, they're not only good, they are evil. Also going to thank the guys over at DirtSeries.com. We'll be back on the airwaves with them with the Randomizer Challenge live on Monday night. A lot of great stuff going on there. A weekly Chili Bowl series now with the midgets running on Thursday nights as well. Check them out, DirtSeries.com, Dirt-Series.com, or look them up for Dirt Series on Facebook, the number 4, Dirt Series. That's how you get hooked up with Josh Smith and the entire group over there at DirtSeries.com. Also going to give a shout out to the guys over at CNC Racing Designs, Mr. Jameson Colbridge, Earl Clements. Great guys over there as well. Great paint wraps. Look, get a hold of those guys, CNC Racing Designs. And also going to thank our buddy Brendan Spadafora from SpadaforaFirearms.com. Brendan does a lot for us here. He's got a great line of all firearms makes, accessories, whatever you may need. check out his website, spataforofirearms.com. Contact Brendan. He will hook you up. Also going to thank Jeff Brown over at iRacing iFlag. iRacing iFlag premier pit boxes. The flag signage all out there. Check Jeff Brown out. iRacing iFlag. He will get you all hooked up. So I think that has paid all the sponsor bills going on here. Todd, we have heat racing action about to take to the racetrack. 11 cars here in the field here tonight. 2 heat races on the docket. Heat race number 1 should be just a minute or so away before we get gridded.
Yeah, just about a minute or so before we go racing here at heat race number 1. We got 2 heat races on the docket. Like you said, 8 laps here tonight on Full Velocity TV, HAR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series. Phil, I know we've been looking up and down this chart, and maybe we'll do some early predictions. Who do you think's going to win tonight? I know you haven't got to see a lot of laps. You got to see some guys out there messing around. I went out on the track myself, no open setup, just kind of messed around with some things. And was able to turn dead last time. So, looking up and down the chart, Phil, who do you feel who's going to take down the win here tonight?
Wow, just looking through practice, I mean, the fastest car that jumps out at me is the number 115 of Eric Tupper. Put a lap down in practice, 17.59, which was absolutely screaming around this place. You look at guys like Frank Gonzalez, who was 17.902, puts him top qualifier tonight. But I'm going to go to row number 2, or not row number 2, but third place quick time here tonight. Set by Carver 38 of Rick Gibson. Rick's a hot shoe in this series. Wasn't here last week. Surrendered the points lead, but I think Rick Gibson, early on favorite here tonight. I think looking no further than car 38. I like his chances of going to victory lane.
I'm going to have to go with the driver of the 115, Harry Tupper. I like his chances here tonight. Not saying that I don't like all the other chances. Frank Gonzalez got a good stout car here tonight. Got a good setup underneath that 04 machine. It was a toss-up between him and Eric Tupper, but I'm going to have to go with Eric Tupper because he's won a couple times here on Full Velocity TV already, Phil, and I look for him to do some more tonight.
Well, heat race number 1 is out to the racetrack. Here is how they will go to post. On the pole will be the 59 of Trey Long with the number 19, Showtime Shane Kelly alongside. In the second row, the number 34 on the inside. The 34 is Sturgis Streeter, a new name to us here on Full Velocity TV. And alongside him in car number 9, that is the rookie Chris Miller on the outside of row number 2. Third row scheduled. We got the 68 of Ron Piles with the 111 of Cody McKnight scheduled to roll off in P6. Cody, I know, has had a whole bunch of issues here tonight with his steering, with his wheel. Put out the slowest time in qualifying, about a half second off the pace, so hopefully C-Mac can make his way out to the racetrack and put all 6 drivers out here for heat race number 1. The field working its way through turns number 3 and 4. Trey Long, who we saw have a terrific run here last week at HAR Motorsports, going to start 59 car on the pole. They're going to lay in it, Todd. We're green flag racing 8 laps around here for the HAR 305 sprint cars.
Yeah, green flag racing looks like the number 59 machine of Trey Long going to take the early lead here and dive down the back straightaway here with the number 19 of Showtime Shane Kelly right there in tow in that second position. The 41 machine running in the third spot. I believe that's the 41 machine. No, it's not the 41 machine, Phil. I believe it's the 34 machine, excuse me. So used to seeing the 41 on that car. As contact made, the 41 or 34 into, I believe that was a 68 machine of Piles. Piles down into him, and the 34 goes for a ride. 34 being driven by Sturgis Streeter in that number 34 machine.
Yeah, he was in the wall of the back chute, and so far I do not believe we have slowed the field down, so this one appears to be staying green. The 59 car of Trey Long out to the lead. I see the field all the way back there in the back chute, so not exactly sure if this one's staying in the gas or not, but all I know is Trey Long out there pacing laps. Got to call him the race leader. Shane Kelly riding there in second. Those guys all pacing at, yellow speed, so I'm assuming yellow went out to the racetrack. Somebody better call Trey Long because, he didn't slow down, and now he's off of turn number 4. He leads the race, but he's almost getting the entire lap on the field.
Yeah, I don't think he got the message there in the 59 machine. Maybe he was going to town and just wanted to get this race over. He wanted that heat race win here on Full Velocity TV, but Trey Long now really crawling. You're going to have to let those guys catch back up to him. So it's going to be a little bit before we go back to green flag racing here at Knoxville Raceway. Just taking a look over there. Look at the beautifully prepared track around here. National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, Knoxville Raceway, man. This is such a breathtaking view.
Love this racetrack. Anybody who's ever been here, knows anything about sprint car racing, has heard of the Knoxville Raceway. The who's who of legends have won here. I mean, it's a track deeply bedded in history. I know our buddy Jake Keel could tell us all about it one of these days too. As it looks like Trey Long, I'm not sure what's going on here. As he's catching up to the field, getting his lead back. So these guys are getting restacked, repacked, and a little bit disorganized, a little bit of chaos here in heat race number 1. I believe we have 1 lap of green flag racing in the book. So off of turn number 4 this time, I believe we should get back to green flag racing here through the first heat. It is Trey Long leading Showtime, Shane Kelly in the number 19. Ron Piles, 68, currently running 3rd. Chris Miller in for 4th, and Sturgis Streeter, 34, running in the top 5. We're back to green flag racing. We got 1 lap in the books.
Yeah, back to green flag racing here. 1 lap in the books down to Knoxville Raceway. Down here into turn number 3 already. Here the 59 to Trey Long. Cody McKnight and C-Mac in that 111 machine. He has joined the field there, Phil, so he's just hanging in there. Couple laps down aboard that 111 machine. But Showtime Shane Kelly trying to catch the 59 of Trey Long once again. Coming down the front straightaway here. The number 68 around Piles right there for 3 of these guys are starting to catch one another. There's now 19 of Showtime Shane Kelly right there at knocking on the doorstep of the number 59 of Trey Long.
Yeah, he absolutely is. We'll see how these guys approach these corners here. 305s, we know they're down on horsepower. You're going to sling these suckers in really deep. We'll see how these guys game it out, see how the racetrack reacts here over the course of the night. But right now, Trey Long's 59 under pressure for the 19 of Shane Kelly. Here comes Showtime down to the low side as they hit turn number 1. Put Showtime Shane Kelly up to the lead.
He gets a wee bit loose coming off the corner. Trey Long fights back on the outside. Showtime Shane Kelly down to the bottom side once again, side by side battle there. Man, he's getting out of shape though coming off the corner. A little bit of slip sliding for that number 19. They make a little bit of contact. Open wheel style contact there, Phil. Looks like Shane Kelly going to be able to pull off the pass, but not for so long. Here comes Trey Long on the outside once again. He is not letting that 19 get by him that easy.
No, he is. There's a good 3-car race up front, too. You've got Trey Long there trying to pester Showtime Shane Kelly. Ron Piles with a 68 there. I believe that was lap number 5 going up the board. 5 of 8 in. So started to run down on laps here. 3 cars right together down the back chute. Shane Kelly going to lead them into turn number 3. Runs the low side. Here comes Piles to the inside of Trey Long. Looks like the 59 may have run out of gas. That car comes to a screeching halt. Piles are up to second. Issues for the Trey Long machine.
Yeah, I think the 59 to Trey Long out of fuel aboard that machine. You see him shaking it down the back straight away. And I believe that's going to bring a yellow flag here, Phil, as 19 to Showtime Shane Kelly there in the top spot. The 68 Ron Piles is second. Nope, that was the checkered flag there. So it's going to be Showtime Shane Kelly, the 68 of Ron Piles, finishing in the second spot.
Good run there for Shane Kelly in the first. Piles there taking down second. Third going to be, it looks like, I believe that was Sturgis Streeter in for third. Number 34. We'll have to go back and update that later on. But now we have heat race number 2 going to pull its way out to the racetrack here. This is how heat race number 2 is scheduled to come out. On the pole will be the 115 of Eric Tupper with the number 17 of Brett Rolls alongside. The 38 is Rick Gibson. The 33 of Torrin Schertz and the 04 of Frank Gonzalez make up our 5-car heat race number 2. And this one is absolutely stacked. Tupper, Rolls, Schertz, Gibson, Gonzalez. This one could be anybody's race time. That is 5 really good names.
Yeah, definitely 5 really good names, and maybe we'll see something shake up here. I did pick Eric Tupper. You picked the 38 machine of Rick Gibson. Rolls, like you said, he's really fast. The 17 machine, can never count him out each and every week that you come and see him race here at HAR Motorsports. So this is an action-packed heat race, and we're going to have to see. It's a star-studded field here tonight, Phil.
Oh, it really, really is. Going to have a good time here as we wait for that second heat race to come out to the racetrack. We'll have a pause in the action here as we're getting heat number 2 rolling out. Let's pause for a brief word from our buddies over at Evil One Graphics.
Don't say I didn't warn you. I know things no one knows.
Evil One Graphics specializes in iRacing wraps, promo ads, and banners for all your sim racing needs. From a new custom look on the track to a new look for your site, E1G is your place. Want to promote a special event or series for your league? E1G can make that custom promo ad you're looking for. With attention to high detail, great service, and reasonable prices, E1G is here to serve you. Evil One Graphics, they're not only good, they're evil.
All right, back here at the Knoxville Raceway. Thank you to Evil One Graphics. Get a hold of them guys now. Great iRacing paint wraps out here. The field in it, turn number 3 and 4. I think this time around we're going to set them loose to green. Eric Tupper, Brett Rolls, Rick Gibson, Torrance Shirts, Frank Gonzalez, your 5-car field. We're green flag racing. 8 more trips around Knoxville, our final heat race of the evening.
Yeah, green flag racing. Eric Tupper in the 115 takes the top spot away from the 17 of Brett Rolls. Rolls in that second spot. He's going to try to challenge the 115 of Eric Tupper. Let's see if he can do anything. The 33 of Torrance Shirts running in that third spot. Trying to, on the outside looking in with this battle up front, is all Eric Tupper so far in the 115 machine, the 17 of Brett Rolls, and then the 33 of Torrance Shirts in the, man, so I tell you, like you said, star-studded field. Rick Gibson in this race too. The number 38 machine, he peeks to the outside. Rolls looks like he's slowing up just a tad bit there as he drifts down to the bottom.
Looks like he was breathing it a little bit. Well, I'm not really sure why, but Tupper stayed in the throttle, pulled about 3 car lengths on him. Eric Tupper commanding lead down the back chute at turn 3. Rolls there for second. Right now, Torrance Shirts in for third. He has a mirror full. If there's a mirror in this car, full of the number 38 of Rick Gibson. 3 at 38 going to try to sling it down to the low side through 1 and 2. They make a little tad bit of contact. Rick Gibson out of shape, has to let out of the throttle.
Yeah, Rick Gibson letting out the throttle there as he's trying to get around Torrance Shirts. Now he's back there in the midst of a battle for that 4th spot, so we're going to see if something happens there where he can get back towards the top 3. That's all Eric Tupper so far in the 115 machine, about a 6-car length advantage over the 17 of Brett Rolls. The 33 of Torrance Shirts still running in that 3rd spot. He's a couple 3 or 4 car lengths behind the number 17 of Rolls, so right now it's spread out here in heat race number 2.
It certainly is amongst those top 2. You got Tupper and Rolls up there in first and second. Shirts in for third. Good battle going on for the 4th spot between Frank Gonzalez and Rick Gibson. A little bit of a distance back for those 2 drivers back there running 4th and 5th, but they are giving it all they got back there running for all the real estate. Nobody challenging Eric Tupper up front, who I believe has just taken a 2-to-go signal at the line.
Yeah, definitely 2 laps to go. Kid messing with my microphone here during the day, Phil. Made me a tad bit loud. Thank you, Steve and California out there in the chat box. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for letting me know that it was a little bit too loud. The 17 machine still trying to chase down the 115 of Eric Tupper. Torrance Shirts right there knocking on the door for second there, Phil. But right now it's all 115 of Eric Tupper driving away into the sunset.
He certainly is. The 3 and 4 just completely unchallenged, about 10 car lengths over himself. Brett Rolls running in there for second. Shirts running in third. Believe that was white flag to the field, or that was a checkered flag as they roll out of it here. Checkered in the air. Give Eric Tupper the win. Brett Rolls in for second. Torrance Shirts third. Frank Gonzalez gets 4th, and 5th going to be the 38 car of Rick Gibson. So that is going to take us to our conclusion of heat racing action. We're going to let these guys stack up down on pit road, get ready for the dash. So while we have a break in the action, let's pause for a minute here. Pay tribute to our buddies over at iRacing iFlag. Green. Yeah, how long that one is. All right, back here at Knoxville Raceway through the opening lap now of our dash. The pole sitter here, car number 19, Showtime. Shane Kelly leading lap number 1. Eric Tupper from the outside of the front row, going to pester him on the inside. Good race going on there. You get the 17 of Brett Rollsdown trying to creep to the outside. Ron Piles, the number 68. Sturgis Streeter's number 34 car in the 33 of Torrin Shirts. That's your 6-car dash. We're two laps of 6 in.
Yeah, 2 laps of 6 in, and then 115 of Eric Tupper working over the bottom side of the speedway here. 19 of Showtime, Shane Kelly now up to the top spot. The 17 of Brett Rolls running in second. Here comes Ron Piles to the outside too. Is the 115 of Eric Tupper stuck down on the bottom trying to make that work. Now here comes the 17 of Brett Rolls down to the bottom side by side battle with Shane Kelly coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, you can see how the outside lane really carries all that momentum up there. Shane able to keep it in the throttle. You know, Eric had to let it wash up the track. Shane going to hold on to the lead off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go to the dash. Good side-by-side battle for third there, as well as Rolls with the 17. The 68 of Piles. You got the 34 car Sturgis Streeter. He's right there in the fight as well. 5 cars under a blanket, all chasing Shane Kelly as they exit turn 4. 2 laps remaining.
2 more laps around the Knoxville Raceway here in the dash race. The 17 of Brett Rolls down to the bottom once again, trying to pull a slider here on the number 19 of Shane Kelly. Not going to be able to pull it off as Shane Kelly back up, wheel to wheel, on the wheel, into turn number 3 on the outside. But here comes the 17 back again. Brett Rolls going to complete that slide job there as the 19 files back down in the inside. White flag in there.
One more trip around. It's a head-to-head battle between Shane Kelly and Brett Rolls, and I might have had the flag wrong. That was a checkered flag there, so a little bit of shenanigans there. Give Brett Rolls the win of the dash here over Shane Kelly. Tupper in for 3rd. Piles for 4th. Sturgis Streeter for 5th. And Torrin Shirts with a 6th place finish. Tough counting laps here, guys. We don't have any help here as far as the lap count. We got to do it manually. We try to call the action. We don't have the tickers and the lap counter and the telemetry like we normally do, as it's all done here in a practice session here through the dashes, the qualifying heats, and whatnot. So we'll have all that ready for our feature event that is coming up next, guys. So we are only a couple minutes away from that. So before we get this event underway, here are our 25-lap feature event at Knoxville. Backside, pay homage to this great country, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get it started here tonight live, Full Velocity TV. We have seen some outstanding racing here through 2 heat races. We have saw a 6-lap dash for cash, and We are locked and loaded, set, ready to go for what is going to be a 25-lap feature event. They take the pace lap here at the initial green. They put themselves in their proper restart order, and they're going to roll away what is advertised for them to be a 25-lap feature. It is 28 on our screen, so that is what we will go with out there for our viewing public here this evening, and we're ready to lock and load here for what is going to be an awesome main event here tonight. A couple of more cars starting to sprinkle their way into the field. So just as I predicted, Todd, as we get closer to feature time, we may have some late entries into the mix, and it looks like exactly what we have going on here. So take a minute to put these new names into the order. We'll take the starting lineup here in just a moment, but it looks like at names like Anthony Fetters coming into the house, Jason Ferguson into the mix late as well. So these guys going to have to come out here through the, with a disadvantage of no laps of the racetrack, no laps of the setup, no heats, no dash, no nothing. Just a 25-lap feature event ahead. That's tough sledding.
Definitely, Phil. Tough sledding coming from the back in any type of event here at HAR Motorsports. It's tough to get up through these guys. A lot of strong contenders here, the 305s. And plus, you don't know what your setup's going to do. This is an open setup league. You may have a good setup going on. You went into an open server. You got a good setup going on, but the track changes so much that you have to see what's happening. And I tell you what, the advantage goes to the heat race guys, of course, or even the dash guys, because they know what that track's doing. They can set up for it.
No, they certainly can, but we'll have to see what these two new guys do to the equation here. Looks like could be issues at the Sturgis Streeter machine, as I saw them guys, feverishly working around that car. It looked like it was even on the flatbed there for a second, so I'm not sure if something broke in the 34 car that may end his night or whatever else is going on there. There was some feverish times going on aboard the 34 camp there, so we're camping out here waiting for the command for these guys to get onto the grid and get this feature event rolling underway. So give us another minute here to talk about our sponsors out here for Full Velocity TV. Of course, got to thank the guys over at Evil One Graphics. Evil One, they're not only good, they are evil. Got to thank the guys over at DirtSeries.com. We'll be back on the air with them again this coming Monday night with the Randomizer Challenge. Sounds like they had a great time in their first fun run of a Thursday night here, the midget run over at the Chili Bowl here on Thursday night. So that was a great time for those guys as well. Check them out, Dirt-Series.com. Great group of guys running Monday and Thursday nights. Also, got to give a shout-out to our buddy Brendan Spadafora over at Spadafora Firearms. You want to purchase a new weapon? Well, he's got all the new models and makes over there, all the top makes. You need ammo or accessories or whatever else you may need. He has it all there for you. He'll train you with your first weapon. He'll even get you discounted membership into the National Rifle Association. Check out Brendan Spadafora's website at SpadaforaFirearms.com. Great product there, great guy. He will hook you up there in a big way. Also got to thank the guys over at iRacing iFlag. Mr. Jeff Brown does a lot for this iRacing community. Great stuff happening there, iRacing iFlag. A lot of new updates coming out, some new pit boxes coming out. So Jeff Brown, iRacing iFlag, look him up. He is the man out there if you want all these great accessories here in the iRacing simulation. So like to get more sponsorship over here on Full Velocity TV, guys. You'd like to come be a part of the show, be a part of the mix here each and every night. You got a small business you want to advertise, a product to sell, or just show off, get a hold of us here, Full Velocity TV. If you're watching on Facebook Live, well, you can send us a direct message here right to our page, or you can drop us an email. Old school email, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com is how you hook up with us there. Sponsorships available, too big, too small, nothing's too big or too small. Whatever donation you can make, we will happily work with you, or whatever else we could possibly do. So get a hold of us here, be a part of a great product, the new wave of broadcasting right here live, Full Velocity TV in a big way on the iRacing Dirt. So thankful for that. A lot of great things to come here over the next couple of weeks as we get through the winter months here on the Dirt. Got some great events coming up here. The U.S. Short Track Nationals coming up here in the month of April. We get over to Daytona Speed Weeks with stuff highlighted by the guys over at the Cyber Thunder Racing League. They've kind of rebooted here recently. We're going to have their opening race at Daytona here in the month of February, and a lot of great things to come. A lot of special events about to be announced here. Keep us up to date here live on Full Velocity TV. Great all-new website that Todd's been working on, about to come out to the public here, maybe even as soon as the end of the weekend. So stay tuned for that. Here's a lot of stuff coming up in the Full Velocity TV realm of things. Great to have you all out there. Of course, we have to talk about Stars donations, Todd. We haven't talked about Stars all night long. What we got going on, I see Charles Wooten's out there. He just sent a Star donation, and Bring us up to speed there, Todd. What's going on with those stars? How can these guys get involved? And what is that, make of choice right now for these donations to get involved to?
The way to throw it at me here tonight, Phil, is what we're trying to do is try to get a new microphone for Phil. We got to make him sound a little bit better. We're going to get him one of the microphones like we have over here at the home base for Full Velocity TV, the home base for the controls, I should say. We're trying to get him a new microphone, and that's what our cause is going to be here, just to try to rebuild the brand here at Full Velocity TV. We're trying to make it sound the best and be unique here at Full Velocity TV. So Phil does need a new microphone. Thank you for the stars donations. We use those star donations to help us out here at Full Velocity TV, whether it's help the rig out, help the connections out, help out microphones, all kinds of different things that goes on here at Full Velocity TV. And a lot of the times too, we'll take some of those star donations and send them to people in need. So it's donations that help us, it's donations that help everybody here in iRacing Simulation, even NASCAR 2003, which we do cover periodically here on Full Velocity TV. And it's a fantastic thing. Everybody's tight-knit group here, and that's why I like sim racing, Phil. It's fantastic.
It's really a family atmosphere. We're so happy to be a part of it, and donations go a long way. Sponsorship goes a long way for us, and it allows us to do so much more here. Allows us to give back when we can too. We love to give back here on Full Velocity TV. If it's, admittance into big races, as far as paying, a fee to get in, or, some kind of contest. We love to do it all for you guys. So it's a partnership out there. All you guys out there watching Full Velocity TV right here where it's at. So the field has rolled its way onto the racetrack for a 25-lap main event, the HAR Motorsports 305 Sprint Car Series at Knoxville. Let's dive into tonight's starting lineup. And your starting lineup for our 28-lap main event on the pole is going to be car number 19 of Shane Kelly with the 17 of Brett Rose, the number 19 of Shane Kelly alongside the second row. The 68 car is Ron Piles. Car number 3 rolls off next. Or is that supposed to be the 33 of Torrance Shirts rolling off next there? Next row back, the 115 is Eric Tupper, the 34 of Sturgis Streeter, the 59 is Trey Long with the 38 of Rick Gibson, the number 9 is Chris Miller, the 04 of Frank Gonzalez, Cody McKnight, the 111, the 23 car of Anthony Fetters, and the 420 of Jason Ferguson. They are taking the mock green flag. They're going to get a proper restart alignment. Now, I believe, Todd, I count 13 drivers here at the Speedway here tonight. We'll see if all 13 can answer the bell. I'm not sure the 34 car able to come out here and join us at Sturgis Streeter. Not sure if we got Cody McKnight out there as well, as he's had issues all night long as well. So we'll see if C-Mac may join the ranks. Doesn't look like he's going to do it as well. So it looks like our main event for 28 laps is going to be 11 cars deep.
Like you said, Phil, it looks like some of the cars not making it out of the pit area. Some struggles there. For the 111 of C-Mac, that's Cody McKnight and Sturgis Streeter in the 34, having a lot of issues here tonight. Not able to join us here for the A feature at Knoxville Raceway. Looks like we're pretty much locked and loaded here, Phil. The 17 of Brett Rolls, Shane Kelly, Torrance Shirts, Ron Piles, Eric Tupper, Trey Long, Rick Gibson, Chris Miller, Frank Gonzalez, Jason Ferguson, and Adam Fetters in the 23 machine. Going around out your 11-car field. We're just waiting for these guys to throw the green flag, and we are going to see these 305 sprint cars go racing down into turn number 1, as these guys right now getting ready to get locked and loaded, and lots of things going through their mind.
Knoxville Raceway. Sprint car racing action. Does it get any better on a Friday night? Absolutely not, as we are freezing up here in the Northeast. But things are about to get white hot on your screen off of turn number 4. They are going to lay on it. Green flag up in the air. Brett Rolls leads the field into turn 1.
Brett Rolls leads the field down into turn number 1, already off of turn number 2. The number 19 machine of Showtime, Shane Kelly, running in that second spot, immediately dives down to the bottom to fight for the lead here. Down out of turn number 4, it is still the 17 of Brett Rolls going to lead lap number 1. Shane Kelly down on the bottom side. He's going to try to make something happen down there, and it looks like it's slip sliding around there. And the number 19 machine is coming off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It is still Brett Rolls.
Absolutely right, but yellow flag going to slow us here. Yellow on the racetrack for the first time now, working lap number 4 of 28, and right away here out of the gate. Looks like issues are falling. It looks like maybe, is it a 38 car of Rick Gibson who may have had issues here. It looks like it maybe, or was it the 04 of Frank Gonzalez? Hey, both of them drivers may have got a piece of the action back there as well. So caution for the first time here, right on the opening laps of official green. Now working lap number 5 of 28. It's going to get away in a hurry. And looks like issues there, Todd, for Frank Gonzalez and Rick Gibson's number 38. I gave Rick the black cloud of the pre-race show as my predictions here tonight. Early on, looks like prediction not very good.
Yeah, definitely does not look good. There's a 38 one for a wild ride, hitting the bottom there, and hitting that bottom fence down on the front straightaway. The number 38 machine of Rick Gibson went for a ride. He's going to have to get some repairs done to that number 38 machine. Going to join the tail end of the field. Looks like he made contact, like you said, Phil, with the 04 machine of Frank Gonzalez. Also, Gonzalez having some damage aboard that machine. He's down on pit road they're working feverishly to try to get that machine back out there on the speedway. So tough break for those two drivers.
Sure is. And you tear any of these cars up, you tear off the front wing, you get any kind of damage to these things, break a wheel, it can destroy. Knoxville's a very high-speed racetrack, and especially in a 305 where it's already low speed, you have to keep these things wound up. You got to give yourself every advantage you possibly can. Tough break for both of those guys. Rick Gibson have to go to the end of the longest line. Frank Gonzalez there with a little bit of damage in the 04, so that keeps us slow in the works. But the good news is it looks like the lights have gone out around the half-mile legendary Knoxville Raceway. Going to put us back under green flag conditions. Up front, it's Brett Rolls in car number 17. Shane Kelly aboard the 19 car. The second row finds the 68 of Ron Piles at the 33 of Torrin Shirts. Eric Tupper, Trey Long, that's your top 3 rows. Pace truck, it's going to duck for cover off at number 4. Puts that green flag in the hands of the starter. Brett Rolls going to take off. We're green flag racing back in Knoxville.
Look at the start for the 17 of Brett Rolls. He left the rest of the field in the dust in that number 17 machine as he's trying to run away and hide, trying to get away from these guys. The 19 of Showtime, Shane Kelly, down to the bottom side. He's going to have a long road there, about 2, 3, maybe even 4 car lengths as the 17 of Brett Rolls keeps stretching it out. Shane Kelly going to try to make that bottom side work. Here comes the 68 machine of Ron Piles. Piles right now running in third.
I just want to make mention, during practice, Rolls was really disgusted the way his car was driving, and I think he leaned on his old buddy, Mr. Eric Tupper, for a setup. And if Eric gave him that set, he probably wouldn't want to share it, because look at now, Brett Rolls, the number 17 out there, just laying waste to the field. Big lead there over Shane Kelly. The race out there I'm watching, Todd, is that race for third? Well, that was second. You got Shane there, you got Piles there, Torrin Shirts, the 33 car there. That is 3 cars under a blanket now, almost 3 wide off turn 4, racing for that second spot.
Yeah, almost 3 wide there off of turn number 4. We're already down here into turn number 1, off of turn number 2. That's how quick these 305s, nice camera view as they flash by that camera. The number 19 of Shane Kelly running in that second spot, 3 wide off of turn number 4 there momentarily. The 68 of Piles trying to make something work. Torrin Shirts way up to the top shelf of the speedway. He's trying to get around both of these cars. Almost a 2-for move there for Piles too. So man, these guys hot and heavy for that second spot.
Man, look at these cars move around as off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. A little bit of bouncing around there. Piles and Shirts almost making a little bit of contact. They almost ran out of racetrack. Shane Kelly able to drive away. Up front, Brett Rolls just destroying these guys. 13 laps of 28 in. He's got a 15-car length advantage off the field at a turn 3. Shane Kelly now in for second. That battle rages on for third with Torrin Shirts, Ron Piles, and now Eric Tupper in the 115. He's up to the mix up high. Tupper is digging. Put him up to P4. He's looking for more off of 2.
Yeah, Eric Tupper, a long-run type of guy in that 115 machine. We've seen him win a 2-hour race the other night, Phil, here on Full Velocity TV. The first win of 2019 went to Eric Tupper. So Eric Tupper, a better long-run type of guy, and he is doing that the same thing on the dirt. That was on asphalt. This is on dirt. Eric Tupper now battling hard here for that third spot. He has caught the 33 of Torrin Shirts down the back straightaway. Enters the turn number 3. Here comes Tupper to the inside of the 33, side by side. Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It's Eric Tupper on the bottom 33 of Torrin Shirts still up on the top shelf here to turn number 1. Tupper has a slight advantage, but the 33 firing back on the outside.
And it looks like the slide job, this isn't going to be there tonight as these cars sling up to the outside of the racetrack. That typical patent slide job, really hard to do in a 305. You just don't have all the horsepower you need. Really looks like this track tonight, you're more nestled into the outside. Looks like that momentum is all up there Tupper could not get the run on Schertz. Looks to be a little bit faster. Torn able to hold on in position number 3. Shane Kelly there for 2. Up front, if you can pan all the way around to almost a full straightaway at Knoxville, you'll find our race leader, the car number 17 of Brett Rolls. Brett just kind of running off of the distance here, Todd, with 10 laps remaining. If Tupper gave that setup to Rolls, I'm sure he's probably regretting it now, because nothing worse than getting beat with your own setup.
Definitely nothing worse than getting beat with your own setup. Is Tupper, hey buddy, I want that setup too for myself. If Eric Tupper can give me that setup, maybe I could be as fast as Brett Rolls. Oh man, I can imagine, but that's that's never gonna happen. It's still Brett Rolls leading this event. The number 19 at Showtime, Shane Kelly still running in second. You know Eric Tupper is faster than the 33 of Torrance Schertz, but Schertz in the preferred groove as of right now. And that number 33 machine, they are entering the back straightaway. The 115 and Tupper trying to mount some type of charge.
Yeah, he certainly is. They're running single file 2 through 4. You got Ron Piles back there in 5th. Anthony Fetters, number 23, a late comer to the going. He's running 6th, having a good run. Rick Gibson, 7th. Trey Long's in for 8th. Frank Gonzalez is 9th. Chris Miller is 10th, and final car to the racetrack, Jason Ferguson's number 420, currently running in the 11th spot. Had no practice time, no surprise at all. The race is there for that second spot on back. Brett Rolls is gone. I mean, just consider him checked out. That kid's head can't get any bigger, can it? I guess we'll see in victory lane if this thing stays green. He's got 2 seconds over Shane Kelly. Car lengths back. You find that battle raging for third between Torrance Schertz and Eric Tupper. So far, Torrance able to hold on to the advantage, but Tupper has a better car. He just can't find the line to make that pass happen.
It's unfortunate here for Tupper and that 115 machine just trying to make something work. He's down on the bottom. Schertz is trying to search for grooves too to try to keep the 115 of Eric Tupper behind him, and he's not doing very good as Tupper trying to get around the 33 Torrance Schertz. But Schertz, all kinds of out of shape there. He hit the apron, Phil. Oh man, that could have spelled disaster for both those drivers through that corner. But the 115 of Eric Tupper able to back out of it and let the 33 gather it back up. Good awareness driving by both those drivers, Phil. Is now Eric Tupper looks like he's going to be able to pull the slider up in front of Torrance Schertz.
Yeah, I think so. And Torrance may have pooped himself there in the turn number 3 that last time. That car got really loose, and that will probably take a good lap and a half to even collect your bearings after a save like that. Eric Tupper now up to 3rd. Shane Kelly still running 2nd, but it is all Brett Rolls in car number 17 driving away from this field as they hit 3 and 4. Next time around here, Todd, 2 laps remaining for car number 17. 1 mile left here at the Knoxville half mile.
Yeah, popsicle sticks in the air there for the number 17 of Brett Rolls. Shane Kelly running in that 2nd spot. The 115 of Eric Tupper running 3rd. 4th is Torrance Schertz. Ron Piles runs out your top 5. Rick Gibson already up to 6th position. That 38 machine starting to make some headway. A little bit late for that machine as we're on the final lap here. Half a mile left there for the number 17 of Brett Rolls. The 115 of Eric Tupper dives back down to the bottom side. He's trying to get around Shane Kelly for 2nd, but coming off of turn number 4, picking up the win here tonight at HAR Motorsports Knoxville Raceway, the 17 of Brett Rolls.
Brett Rolls going to pick up the win. It's going to be Shane Kelly in for 2nd. Eric Tupper 3rd, Torrance Schertz for 4th, and Ron Piles going to run at your top 5. Terrific racing of these guys. The Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series presented by HAR Motorsports. Run here every Friday night. Terrific race by these guys. Awesome job for all. Great job. Nobody better here tonight in Knoxville than Mr. Brett Rolls, who is going to go to victory lane, and we may sing Rocky Top all night long. I don't know if anybody can hear Todd singing behind me, but he definitely is, and not really a voice y'all want to hear. So definitely a face for radio. That's my partner, Mr. Stanton. Otherwise, Todd, we'll run down here and see if we get talk to our top 3. I'll let you go to victory lane because only you can fit in that rarefied air that Brett Rolls is going to have, and we'll run down here and see if we can't talk to our 2nd or 3rd place finishers, Mr. Shane Kelly, and, of course, our 3rd place finisher here tonight, the number 115 car of Eric Tupper.
Yeah, definitely a good run for these guys here tonight, and we're just looking up and down through the grid and just looking at the results here tonight. Brett Rolls, Shane Kelly, Eric Tupper, Torrance Schertz, Rick Gibson, Ron Piles, all those guys, and you can see everybody that's out there. Hey, Todd Stanton out there, 29 laps down. Huh? Could you imagine that? I don't know. I came in as a driver. Thought maybe I could drive here tonight, but they told me I wasn't experienced enough to get out there and drive. I needed to be up here in the booth. So that's where I'm at. But it was good racing. Unfortunate for Sturgis Streeter and Cody McKnight, C-Mac. C-Mac trying real hard to make sure that he tries to get into some of these shows and just having all kinds of issues. That 111's been improving every night, but the 17 of Brett Rolls, I think he's searching for victory lane. He tried to get down into victory lane. Looks like it's fenced in there, Phil. So he's still trying to drive down there. I don't know if they're going to let him in.
I don't know. I wouldn't let him in either. I think about trouble happening down there when you get down around Brett Rolls. But we'll go down here. We're running trackside here. Catching my breath down here. First up, we are finding our buddy alongside car number 115. Climbs out of the car. Mr. Eric Tupper finishing third. Tupper, terrific run for you there, pal. God, you had a really good fast race car, but just ran out of laps. You able to beat Torin? Did you have anything left to throw at Shane there? As you really put a good battle on those last couple of laps.
Oh, I think I could have ran him down if I had a couple more laps. The car was really working well up top, and I was getting the run off the corner on the guys. And Torin, man, he put up a good fight. Hell of a race with him. Yeah, I think I could have got up there with Shane and ran with him.
All right, so the pressing question we have here now. We know you and Rose, your teammates, your buddies and whatnot. We heard Brett complaining as that prima donna likes to do during practice, and he's slow and whatnot, and says, Tupper, give me a setup. Did you shoot him that setup? Because there is nothing worse than getting your ass kicked by your own setup. Is that not right?
Oh, I don't mind. He's a teammate. You know, I did give him the setup. There's some things going, and we're working on stuff, and he gives me setups. I give him setups. You know, we trade ideas.
Man, Todd, you listening to that? I got to talk to our buddy Martin over there, too. I'll talk about the setup sharing stuff, because I always think there's two less adjustments I don't get on one of these things. But Eric, awesome job, brother. A third-place finish. Really good race for you guys. We've always come accustomed to over here at HAR. The racing is superb. We want to get more guys to come out here and be involved on a Friday night. But awesome job to you. I'm going to toss you the mic one more time. I think you know how this works. Anybody out there to shout out to, say hello to? The floor is all yours there, brother.
Any of the fans that are watching, if you guys weren't around, you know, this wouldn't be as fun as it is. Try to put on a show for you guys all the time, especially with you guys broadcasting Full Velocity TV, always on board with us. Holographics, because he painted my car. HAR Motorsports, all my friends.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A driver of car number 115, Mr. Eric Tupper, going to bring that thing home in the third spot here tonight. Let Eric go back and party up with his team, and we'll come down here, and I think I've been doing this quite a bit recently for a second-place finish. Car number 19 of Showtime, Shane Kelly. Shane, tremendous run for you here tonight. You had a good run in the heat race. You had a really good run at Brett in the dash, able to finish up second as well. Car looked really good all night long. Just seems to didn't have one click gear, you know, less than what that 17 car had. But overall, how'd you feel about it?
Man, congratulations to Brent. That thing was a rocket ship. I don't know what I could have done to even get close to him tonight, man. Congrats on the win for him. Yeah, I tried a different gear out for the feature. I definitely think I went the wrong way, but even if I would have went the right way, Brent was the class of the field tonight.
Which is amazing, too, because he was slow in practice, was complaining before qualifying that he had no speed at all. Whatever adjustment he made definitely hit his car out of the park. But this track really seemed to hold up well. 305 sprint cars, Shane, we know they're low-powered. You get to a big, wide, sweeping track like Knoxville. You would think that, you know, the low line of the racetrack, there had to be grip down there. Is there just not enough power in these little lightweight, low-speed 305s to make something happen down low? Because it looked like once you got settled up high, it was a place to live all evening.
Yeah, Knoxville is definitely one of my favorite tracks, and to be honest with you, I kind of want it to be down low, but I actually made some changes to the car with the gear, which really hurt it at the bottom. I think if I would have set up for the bottom, I'm more comfortable running down here in Knoxville, but my car definitely wasn't set up for it tonight. I wanted to try some stuff out and a little test and tune session, see what worked and what didn't. It kind of worked, but there's no way I was catching Brett.
That is a race car driver right there. Let's throw something new at it. Let's try it out, see how it works, see what we like, see what we don't like, go back later, fix it, and gotta love a race car driver mentality, having all those notes at your disposal, Shane. Congratulations, brother. Awesome job at a second-place finish. I think you know this drill as well. I'm going to throw you the mic one more time. Anybody out there watching here live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch TV, the floor is yours, bud. Thank them all now.
Yeah, like always, man. Thank you guys for doing a great broadcast, man. Best out there when it comes to broadcasting. I want to thank my dad out there for getting me into racing. He's hopefully out there watching. I know he loves watching all your broadcasts. And my teammate Torn, he had a good run tonight. I got to thank all my teammates that help out, and everybody out there watching, man. Just thanks for a great series to run in.
Absolutely right. Showtime, Shane Kelly, car number 19, second place tonight here at the Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series, presented by HAR Motorsports. So we've talked the third. We have talked the second. We have one more interview left to go. I'm just going to clear the room. I'm walking away. We're going to throw it down to Todd. I think he's caught up Mr. Rolls in Victory Lane. Can you fit down there in Victory Lane? That may be a big head down there.
I definitely could.
I tried to find a way in there, but it wouldn't let me in.
Well, I found my way into Victory Lane. I was waiting for you to get down here, and they just said, nope, you're not coming in here. You have such a big head here tonight. I tell you what, Brett, fantastic run here this evening. It was a great showing. 25 laps, led all 25 laps here tonight at Knoxville Raceway. Setup was on rails. Your car was on rails. Nobody could touch you. What did you what'd you do different compared to the heat race?
I have no idea. I mean, I had a setup that I had tried a couple of days ago when I put up a practice server for the guys to come and run. And I found a couple of things that I did that I liked. And then Eric told me that he had a fast setup tonight because I didn't save what I had the other night. So I threw in what he had for the heat race to see what that had, because he had a pretty fast lap time compared to what I had. And so I threw that in, and I don't know, I didn't really agree to the way that I like to drive the sprint cars. So I kind of went back to the base of what I started with for the night earlier and just kind of tweaked it back to what it was. And I don't know, I kind of think it played more along the lines of, having the restarts in my favor and, some side-by-side racing to get the racing action going from the starts and the restarts. But, yeah, I don't know, I'm very surprised with the speed that I've had over the past 3 weeks and hoping to just keep it going and keep that points lead spreading and spreading.
Yeah, keeping the points lead for the number 17 of Brett Rolls. That's got to be top amongst everything right now in this 305 division. And you've just been putting on a clinic here. And, man, you got to keep up the good work. But I tell you, you don't want to get tore down either.
No, that's definitely true. Next week we go to Lanier for a 30-lapper. Had a decent car there last time. Had a misfortunate run-in with a teammate. But I think we'll be all right. I think over the past 3 weeks we've pretty much established ourselves in the points lead with a decent 41 point lead going into tonight. And then with winning the dash and winning the feature, I definitely think that'll help spread us out to give us a little bit of breathing room for, another oopsie or if something like that were to happen.
Well, Brett, as we're accustomed to here on Full Velocity TV, we know you're getting used to it. Thank you. We'd like to thank here this evening. And, man, there was a lot of fans out there watching tonight.
I got to thank the fans for watching first off. You guys for putting on the broadcast. Ron and Eric for putting on series. iRacing for giving us, a great simulator to run. I tell the guys all the time, I haven't really ran much online simulating since DTR2. And even then I was using a controller versus a wheel. This is the first time I'm really using a wheel other than messing around on Tupper's computer from time to time over the years. But, just thanks to, everybody that helps me race and make this possible. At the end of the day, wouldn't be here without them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear one more time for driver the number 17, the Tennessee Tumbler, Brett Rolls, driving home with the victory here tonight and lengthening out his points lead.
All right, well, we'll throw him out of the booth. We'll let him tumble down the hill a little bit, and maybe somebody could beat him with a stick on there here, live from the Knoxville Raceway. Great show here tonight for the guys at HAR Motorsports. Get on over here. If you haven't run over here yet, guys, 305 Sprint Cars run here every Friday night here. Open to anybody to come and run. Check out HAR Motorsports inside the iRacing simulation. HARmotorsports.org is how you find them on the World Wide Web. And great group of guys. Find their page on Facebook as well, HAR Motorsports. You'll be in tune with all these guys that are going on. A lot of great series, and awesome to be here every Friday night for this Rocky Top 305 Sprint Car Series. So, got to say special thanks here tonight. The sponsors, indeed, Evil One Graphics, CNC Racing Designs, DirtSeries.com, Spatafora Firearms, and, of course, iRacing, iFlag. Got to thank our buddy Martin Karch for the graphic work. Got to thank our buddy Jake Keel for Full Velocity Radio. Jack Truan, our co-control guy. Got to thank him for his work as well. My buddy Todd over here, the best in the business on the controls here live at Full Velocity TV. Phil Cast here, going to sign off all night. We'll be back on the airwaves Sunday night. We go over to the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the guys over at Dirt Warrior Racing. Sunday Night Shootout Series, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here locked and loaded. So until then, for Todd, I'm Phil. We'll see you next time with more Full Velocity TV. See ya.
Good night.